we have to use a different one. I'm guessing the alien damaged the other suit. Shall we test its command ring? You're a horrible person, but so am I. Now, before anybody thinks you might be safe just because you're in an EVA suit, please remember that these creatures can somehow survive in a vacuum. Oh, hey, I think it's... Honestly, it damn well better be at this point. I want to go play Command & Conquer right now. I want to go build armies and blow up non-Brotherhood. Because the Brotherhood needs to be purged. So you have to play the DLC. Ha 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 ha. No, I don't. No, I fucking do not. You got the base game. Be happy. I'm glad it was amazing for you, because after a point this became an annoying shit show. I might just play Aliens Fireteam Elite just to slaughter these things en masse afterwards. Purge the Xeno. Particularly this fucking Xeno. I know, that's what people use it until... You know, half the time you've said that, I've died horribly. Hun, could you check that soup to make sure it's not burning? And stir it if it is. And then turn the heat off and pour in the condensed chicken soup.
I'm here, Verlaine. There should be 2 priming mechanisms to unlock manual release. I see them.
Prime the release mechanisms. This is really cool. Key card access. Yay, I blew one of them off. Let's see how fast we die after we blow the other one off. Activate the keycard access. Use the fucking keycard. The other bolt off.
Ripley, are you still there?
Blow the emergency release valves. Didn't we already just do that? Okay, now let's make this even more fucking complicated. What the fuck kind of mechanism is this? It's called space mechanism. Go to space and know I use it. This is sci-fi, so what you just said is in arguably approach. me see the explosion up close. 0 out of 10. No, I'm kidding. Oh my god. Get to the bridge!
Verlaine, I'm on my way up to the bridge.
I just wanted to see what was in there. There's the bridge. Can you take this EVA suit off now, Ripley? Rip Samuels, Rip Taylor.
Verlaine?
Oh, hi! Can I help you? Employee human resources does not associate with Alright, Rip Simon Franco. This game kind of gets a 7 out of 10 from somebody like me. In terms of like a proper survival horror design, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10. There are certain instances that are clearly patently designed for that thing to just kill you, and there's not really going to be a whole lot you can do about it, even if you conserved your fucking resources like I did to some extent. Some better play could have helped me in a few instances. Remembering to use certain resources in certain instances could have helped me. But for the most part, near the end there, that's not really what helps you. There's just instances that really do kill you. In terms of presentation and fidelity to a franchise, though, holy shit, I haven't seen a movie tie-in game or movie license-based game do a better job. I've seen a lot of Alien versus Predator games. I've seen a lot of Alien games done over the years.
Destroyed.
Very few games do anything like this well. Aliens Fireteam Elite, I would argue, doesn't do this well. Aliens Dark Descent doesn't do this well. But Aliens Dark Descent does do an almost as good job. The only major problem I really have with the writing and narrative to the story that itself... no, I won't be playing that RTS. I've kind of wanted to try it out, but I'm, like, everything I've seen and everything I've been told about it is that it is just almost complete ass. It works and it functions, but it's not a very good RTS. The issue that I have here with this game's writing is that at the end of the game, we don't really have a resolution. This game just doesn't have a resolution. Why was there suddenly a xenomorph on the Torrens? I mean, obviously one of them could have got on there, but you don't know. And also, what happened to Ripley at the end? What happened to Amanda? Did somebody find her? It looked like they might have, but you don't know because the game doesn't take enough time in the ending to tell you. It's too busy padding out, and to me, I feel like the near end of this game really was padding because a lot of it was more cinematic than it was actually threatening to you. Obviously, you can still die from the facehuggers, but you get plenty of checkpoints, at least on this difficulty. I don't know if higher ones remove them, some higher difficulties do. That it doesn't really end the game properly. Sevastopol's gone. Most of the Xenos on it are destroyed. One of them somehow made it on the ship that we knew of. Verlaine was probably killed. We really don't know because the game, again, doesn't show you. It doesn't tell you. It does hint that she probably was murdered. But,
Signing off.
how? Like, you don't know. There's a lot of questions. The game keeps you guessing about the entire way through. And I really feel like there was supposed to be a payoff there that I just didn't get. There was no payoff. Like, Amanda technically survives. Technically. But that's a really big technically. And I kind of don't approve of that really at all. This game really needed a better resolution than it got. And I know Alien Isolation 2 is a thing. We finally got an announcement for that to be made. God, like 10 years later almost. This game is fairly old. So I think the only reason Alien Isolation 2 is going to be viable from a commercial standpoint is the Alien franchise has always been able to sell really well. Here's the thing. I didn't, yes, but, you know, the fan base of this game has been waiting for a very long time, and you are a part of that fan base. I'm not. I don't like games like this. I don't like a game where there's an excuse for the monster to be invincible and unkillable. And I especially don't like it if the room is, if the game is stupid enough to slap you into a room locked in really tiny hallways with several of them. And this game did that not once, but twice. I got lucky the second time around, and I was in a big enough room, and their AI, for some reason, was passive enough that I slipped out of there without getting killed by them. But I can definitely say this. In its own way, this game really doesn't have an ending. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the Completionist anymore because he made a lot of really, really bad statements on the internet, but I feel like those words were from him. In his own way, this game doesn't really have an ending.
Signing off.
And because this game doesn't have a proper ending after witnessing that, I definitely have to argue that this game gets a 7 out of 10 from me because there's no fucking resolution. There's a massive amount of build-up. Massive amount of build-up. And the game doesn't have a payoff for the narrative resolution. I know it wasn't just statements, Rev. I really don't want to get into the completionist problem now because his reputation on YouTube has been destroyed. And that has nothing really to do with my statement. When I watched him do a Let's Play of this and I saw this ending, I can't give this game a 4. This game's mechanics are designed too well around the way they're designed and too intentionally, and there's too much attention to detail with how this game goes for me to give it anything less than a 6 at the absolute worst. And the reason why it gets a 7 out of 10 is because its narrative is basically survive the infestation, can you? Yes, but there's no payoff really. Well, I'll get into what I didn't like about it here in a second and help you understand why this game gets so high praise from me, despite the fact that this just isn't my bag. Number one, if you're a fan of the Alien franchise, you're gonna fucking love this game. You are, period. Like, you just are. Everything about this game is designed to appeal to fans of Alien, and, I want to make this very fucking clear to anybody out there who watches this and happens to be in movie, video game, or franchise development of any kind. Cater to your fans. Don't cater too hard to them to the point where you start trying to cater to shippers like Disney, but cater to your fans. Because what the fans want is fidelity to a franchise. This game succeeds as an Alien game because it has ridiculous amounts of fidelity to the franchise. To the last detail, the Xenomorph looks like how it should. all the sound effects, all the fucking scenes, the behaviors, the technology that you see, the people that you're dealing with, the behaviors that happen, the plot twists that I saw coming. It's totally faithful to the fucking franchise, and it does such a fantastic job of sucking you in. The sound design, the music design, whoever made the music for this game, you didn't get paid enough. Whoever did the voice acting for this game, you didn't get paid enough. Whoever did the fucking level design, you did not get paid enough. Because they knew what they were doing to make this feel like it jumped out of the actual Alien franchise. And it does such a good job with all of this immersive material that it doesn't matter that this isn't my bag. I can see the effort, the attention, the love and effort that went into making this game a beautiful fucking craft, and damn it, that deserves some respect. Yes, the Torrens looks a lot like the Nostromo, and that's done intentionally because the Torrens and the Nostromo were commercial mining ships. And the Torrens is designed in such a way as to definitely make you want to look nostalgically back at the Nostromo. But the thing is that this game doesn't also just run on nostalgia for the films. It uses that to pull you in with a lot of its attention to environmental detail. And then the way the story is written, the way the characters behave, the way the gameplay is designed, the way the alien behaves, that's what holds you. All these millions of tiny little details. I'm rambling on like a fucking idiot to some people at this point, but all of those little tiny details, all that shit comes together, locks you in, and you can't help but feel like you're a part of that universe when you come into it. You can't. And I have to respect that, because frankly, too many video game developers these days don't think to put that much effort, particularly when they're doing franchising. A lot of what makes Aliens Fireteam Elite such a great fucking video game, if that game wasn't built on a named franchise like this one, like the Alien universe, that game really wouldn't hold together very strongly at all. And it did for a while. The only problem is that the servers were ass, and the last gen version of it, not the current gen version, played like corrugated asshole when you were trying to play through it. But the way that the developers had attention to detail in the environment and the soldiers and the character design and the way that people and things behaved carried that game incredible. And it was fantastic to witness. It was fantastic to see. I love it, and I love to see that level of love, effort, and attention to detail. When it comes to video games, I've been playing video games for almost 20 years at this point. So yeah, there's a certain level of jadedness for me, but I can always, in the words of Cool Guy from the Time Warriors, I can always respect quality and always respect attention to detail and love for a series. If I can feel that in what's here, I can usually get over a lot of my frustration with a product. And in this case, I do love the Alien franchise, even if it's not really my bag, but the gameplay type here in particular really wasn't mine. And I was still able to get over that enough to finish the game. Obviously, I was bitching loudly and complaining at the start of this one, and I apologize to everybody for that, but I really feel like this game was padding itself out near the end, and the last 45 minutes, you could probably remove that from the game and the game wouldn't suffer from it. So that would probably be what I would have to say. But you know, yes, I didn't really like this game personally to a massive extent. I don't like playing a survival game where I can't kill what's chasing me. We saw what happened when the game had me fight androids and gave me a gun. I tear androids to shreds. I turned into Dune Guy for a second with the Seegson shotgun and blew 4 heads off in a second, and then pumped another shell into the gun and blew the last guy's face into pieces. And then I pulled out the bolt gun when the game gave me the bolt gun and I just started sniping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I didn't stop until I was out of synths. I have a level of skill at shooters and RTS games and hack and slash games because I put real effort into learning those games, and I'm a veteran of games like that because those are a lot of my favorite games to play, particularly if they can create a really good, interesting story. That pulls me in better than anything else. Mass Effect? I am a massive veteran of Mass Effect because I love the story. The gameplay is a nice vehicle, but in the first game, it's not carried by the gameplay, it's carried by the story. In the second and third games, story is definitely critical and one of the more interesting and fun parts to the game. As well as the gameplay helping to drive that home fully. I love these games, and I love this series, and I love this franchise. That's why I was so into Mass Effect. In this game, I was into it because I'm into Alien enough. I enjoyed Alien to an extent. I enjoyed Aliens because, to me, that was where the series was at its peak. And I think if Alien really wanted to keep itself going, it shouldn't be afraid to branch out a little bit and do a little bit of action horror like it did with Aliens, and do a little bit of true-to-life super horror like survival horror the way the original film does it. Because it's proven with both of those movies it can succeed very well. Alien 3 was trash because it invalidated everything Ripley lived through, and it also invalidated Ripley saving Newt, because Newt died at the beginning of Alien 3. Alien Resurrection, to me, was just dumb because it cloned Ellen Ripley purely to bring her back, and then you were running through another station full of murder monsters. It was just repeating the Aliens formula all over again, only no colonial marines with badass firearms to carry the day. And it was very clear that the only really good thing about Alien 4 which is Alien Resurrection, was Sigourney Weaver coming back. Alien Romulus, I'm told, is a fantastic return to form for the series. Alien Covenant, I'm told, was really dumb. I haven't seen Alien Covenant, so I can't tell you anything about it. I haven't seen Romulus, but I have a friend who was a deep-seated friend of the franchise, or fan of the franchise, and he loved it and adored it, and he loved Romulus. And then there's also Prometheus, and I watched Prometheus. Prometheus was fucking stupid. Prometheus was so dumb. It had the dumbest cast in an Alien franchise tie-in movie I have ever seen in my life. But this is kind of a testament to where the series succeeded and where the series failed. Prometheus was a really shoddy attempt at trying to tell something resembling an original fate of where the Xenos came from. And realistically, Prometheus should probably be shunted off into non-existence because it was terrible. But why do I give this game such high praise when I personally don't like it? Because if you're a real fan of survival horror, like true survival horror, I'm a fan of games like Resident Evil. I don't consider that true survival horror. I call that cheesy action horror. And it's because I can run around and kill everything in those fucking games. And I do, almost all the time. This is true survival horror, though. Very limited resources. You're trying to build what you need in order to survive. You're trying to get things done. You're trying not to get killed. The creature is loose. You can't really kill it, and everything is going horribly wrong. This game gets a 7 out of 10 from me because the gameplay and the story are amazing until you get to the very end. After that, you could delete the last 45 minutes of this game and you basically wouldn't change anything. It just felt like padding to me. Now that's probably going to be really polarizing for other people in YouTube that might see this, but that's just me. That's my take from this game. If you enjoyed every little bit of it, all the way up to the last act, more power to you. You're probably a bigger fan of games like this than I am. I did this largely for my editor and my moderator, and she has been a big help with everything I've been dealing with. And I am finished with this game. I said I was going to finish it. I have. I'm never coming back to this game. Don't expect me to play Alien Isolation 2, especially if I can't kill the aliens in that game. I hope Alien Isolation 2 is good. Creative Assembly usually has made some very, very, very good games in the past. They're typically famous for making amazing real-time strategy games. They're not really that famous for making anything else. That's okay. They've proven with this game they can make an amazing survival horror game. They've proven on a couple of other instances they can make amazing games in other ways. But one thing that Creative Assembly is usually pretty good at, whether the game is good or bad, is attention to detail. And I feel like this game does it better than so many others out there. I realize how long I've rambled on about this. I'm sorry, everybody. I really feel like I wanted to get all of my feelings out so that anybody who watches this can fully understand this is how I feel and why. And it's one of those games that if you're a fan of survival horror, play this. If you love Alien and you're looking for a good Alien game, play this. If you know, particularly if you're a lover of the Aliens franchise, fucking God, man, pick this game up. It's cheap on Steam and you're gonna love it. I guarantee you're gonna love it. A lot of young people though have come to this game and have not actually have come into gaming over the last few years. It's genuinely possible they might not have played it, or at least not everybody who watches this in the future might have played it. Regardless, thank you all very much for watching. I've been Savage Hound Dusk. This is the end of this series. I think I'm gonna do Return to Castle Wolfenstein next. I really want to do Return to Castle Wolfenstein, because I've never played that game, and I've been a fan of the Wolfenstein series for a while. I may also try to do Persona 3 Reload as a special series at some point of streams that I will do on my days off when I get a chance, but we'll see. In the meantime, stop by my YouTube if you guys want to see the rest of my streams from previous events. Stop by my Twitch if you want to be able to catch me live today, or my Discord if you want to be able to throw out some, suggestions for me to mess with in the future. And have a nice day.